Let's learn about oiling and taking care of your sewing machine. So first off, when you unthread a sewing machine, if you think about it, clip the thread at the spool. So I'm going to clip it way up here and then pull the thread all the way out the needle. Have you noticed when you sew, you often get a lot of extra fuzz? If you pull the spool backwards and pull that thread out that way, sometimes drags a lot of that thread up and through your machine, stopping at the tension disc, and that's not good at all. So one thing we want to do is we're going to take the thread out and the bobbin out. To take the foot off makes it a little bit easier to get down and cleaning. All you need to do is tap the little arm that's sticking up on the back. That's going to drop it off. And then just since that needle's hanging out there, what we want to do is loosen that needle screw and drop that needle out. If you haven't changed your needle for a while, it's a great time to do that. Next, we're going to take that nice short screwdriver and loosen these screws up. You want to take some time to get underneath this throat plate. All these little teeth always are scraping on the bottom of the fabric, and that's actually going to really make a lot of lint gathered underneath here. So if you've been working on those fleeces, flannels, linty fabrics, you know which ones those are. Get under here and clean out. All you have to do is lift it up and use your brush that came with the machine and go ahead and swipe it all towards you. Don't blow into it. And no canned air, please, because it's actually going to blow more in than out. And if you can see, there's a lot of moving parts back there. That is definitely where you don't want extra lint getting pushed back along that way. Next, you're going to take these two black arms and pull them to the side. So push them left, push them right, and then this is going to come out. This is called a race in the machine. It has a little nub. We'll use that when we put it back and align it nicely back when we put it away. And then reach into the little spindle in the middle. This is actually your hook. This part here is a very sharp part. That's the part that actually comes and catches the thread from the needle and drags it down below to let it link around the bobbin. It goes back and forth. Well, this area right here goes metal against metal. Every time it takes a stitch, it goes down and back. So what we want to do is put a little oil on that. Now, there is not oil that comes with the machine, so you will need to purchase this at your local sewing machine store or pick some up when you buy your machine. Put it along that outside edge. You could even kind of rub that around if you'd like. Just use a little fabric to kind of wipe off the excess. Now, to put this back in, you'll see that there's kind of a little half moon in there now. This is going to be the other half moon. So as we replace that, and that's of course after we've cleaned and oiled all of it, it really just sits in one place and it fits in flush around the edges. That's the way you know it's correctly done. Put the little part, the nub at the base, back down there, and this will just sit around everybody. And, okay, I'm doing it at an angle here. Let me reset that. All right, and put that in. There. And again, it will only work if that's actually properly placed. These arms will come back over and everything is back into position. Just a quick check, turn your hand wheel and you can make sure that everything is spinning properly. Replace the throat plate and your screws here. That's how easy it is. You really want to do this about every 3 to 5 bobbins is get in and clean it out. Anytime that you have a thread break, you're sewing along and just randomly the thread breaks, we've all had that. That is indication that one of two things. Number one, you need a new needle. So go ahead and put a new needle in. Make sure you have the right needle for the thread and project that you're actually working on. Or that you've just got a lot of lint and dust that is gathered up. And with that, it's interfering with the way the stitch is being made and the thread is breaking. So I always change the needle first and then keep sewing. And then if I have further issues right away, I'll stop and make sure I've cleaned the machine. And sometimes that's a lot sooner than 3 bobbins. So don't fight with the machine. The machine will work just fine as long as you put good quality thread on and keep the needles properly changed for the right fabric you're working on. Once again, we have tons of needle videos on our website. Go through, watch every single one of them because they're nice and short and they have the information that you need for a lot of different projects that are out there. To put the foot back on, just go ahead and kind of set it underneath. This little bar here is going to come down and it's going to grab onto it. So go ahead and set it down, pull it towards you if it's not clicking on. You can also kind of, as you lower it down, if it doesn't grab onto it, you can almost push that lever that released it and reattach it there. I always put the foot on and and then put my needle in last. A needle has a flat side. Put the flat side to the back and then go straight up here. Make sure as you go ahead and finger tighten that down. If you are unsure if you've got it all the way, you can tighten it just a little bit with the screwdriver. Make sure you don't go too far because that definitely can over tighten and make it hard to get out later. And then we're just going to go ahead, put our bobbin back in and then rethread the machine. You should be good to go and you will have a happy sewing machine.